Hello, how you doing, James here? I hope you're doing well. Well, I decided to make a couple short videos and a couple short content creators on the one and only person of the hour that most people have been playing is Umar Johnson. And yes, I'm going to hit it from a man's point of view on what the latest incident with his daughter is. And I'm going to let you hear the video, and I'll make my commentary after this. What he did to his daughter is really cold. A lot of these commentators, what they said is right.
Come on here with a small, short announcement. I just want to start the video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts. Okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know.
Salute. What you're witnessing is something that black men have known for years. This is what you call a poor excuse of a black man. He's not a black man. This is a black male. He's a poor excuse for one. We've been saying this for years. It's simple logic, black men. Simple logic. You're talking about black men should be with black women, and that should be your greatest achievement, but you created children with multiple black women and you're not with them. You're not in the children's lives either. You're a Pookie Johnson. That's who you are. Listen to what this lame said. This is so lame. And again, he panders to them because it doesn't matter what he does in his real life as long as he make feel good content. But listen to this loser. This is a lame right here. This is a lame.
I'm not bashing you.
Really?
I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life.
Y'all know me too well. Y'all know my love for children is too strong. For anybody to be coming out the woodworks telling you they've been trying to reach me where my number has been public for 20 years. Listen, brothers and sisters, I want y'all to listen. My phone number has been the same for 20 years.
Who cares? Who cares if it was the same for 60 years? This this is your daughter. Why does she have to reach out to you? It's your job to reach out to her. It's not the other way around. She shouldn't have to reach out to you. You're the adult. You're the one who brought her into this world. It's your job to reach out to her.
Right.
This is sick.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle, trapped in a cycle of opioid use, withdrawal, and cravings.
What do you mean you don't? Your number hasn't changed in 20 years. She's 22. Call her. See what's going on with her. How about you pay attention to your personal life and stop worrying about what black men are doing in theirs? You got a daughter that's 22 years old saying that you haven't been in her life. She's looked, you can tell she's searching. She's searching for a part of him. Even if it's through his other child, she's searching for him because he doesn't want to be there. Because you don't want to be in her life. But you created children with these women. How come you didn't marry any one of them? You're a pookie. That's what it is. This is a bum. This is a straight up bum.
So anybody telling you they've been trying to reach me and my phone number hasn't changed in 20 years, mind you, I speak at graduations in Philadelphia all the time.
Who cares?
Right.
Who cares about you speaking at graduate? Who cares? What, she's supposed to show up to the graduations? She's supposed to go online and find out where you're going to be pandering to next, where you're going to be lying next. This is sick. This is sick.
I'm on the street in Philadelphia all the time. I have events in Philadelphia all the time. I got family in Philadelphia everywhere. And you've been trying to find me? Stop the cap now. Can we please stop the cap, brothers and sisters?
He's dragging his daughter on social media. He's dragging his own daughter on social media. Now you know me, black man. You know me. And what I mean, you know me, you know my stance. And it didn't sound like she was dragging him at all. It sounded like she wanted connection. It sounded like she's been trying to reach out to him. And she went to TikTok because she's actually sick of seeing somebody on, portraying to be something. And he's not even in her life. That's something to be bitter about.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
That's something to be bitter about. It is.
Exactly.
Y'all know my stance. But if you're going to be out here talking about black men need to be with black women, if they get with other women besides black women, that they're doing a disservice to themselves, and you're not even in your children's lives, you don't even rock with the women that you made these children with.
Right.
You haven't married any one of them.
Right.
Don't be in our business. Tend to yours. You have a daughter out here who's reaching out to you, who wants to speak to you, and just because she made a video saying that you know, she haven't spoken to you in years, which is the truth. Which is the truth. You're going to drag her? And this is who black women are following? This is sick.
You're right, AC. This
The revolution is finally.
You're right, AC. It's sick. And a lot of these women keep trying to seek advice for somebody that. How can someone tell you something and you don't even focus on the character? You focus on word of mouth, but you don't focus on a person's character. And that's something that, see, God, sometimes God will let things happen to kind of shape some people's mind. With this, let me go to the next man.
Exactly. So I just wanted to come on here with a small, short announcement. I just want to start this video off by saying I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today we're going to be addressing Dr. Umar Johnson's daughter that came out of the woodwork, right? And had a few things to say to her daddy in the public, right? And I know you guys are waiting for me to come say this. Matter of fact, I just heard about it, right? But I've always wondered, for Dr. Umar Johnson, all right, well, I'm gonna go slow with this one. All right. First off, I used to like Dr. Umar Johnson. About 99% of the things that he says, I agree with in principle. But his actions in the media don't seem to line up all the way with what it is that he say he about, right? Right. His claim to be the Prince of Pan-Africanism. So what he has done, as Dr. Umar Johnson has placed himself on the mountaintops of Pan-Africanism, he has put himself at the top, and he's declared that he is the king. Even though he calls himself the prince, he acts like he's the king of Pan-Africanism, as if you can be a leader per se of all Pan-Africanism. You can be a leader in Pan-Africanism, but there's no prince. There's no linear line of power, control, whatever, right? It's an ideology. It's a thought. It's a way of living. It's not a group. It's not like a, you know what I'm saying? So him calling himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong of consciousness, and all that stuff, all the very charismatic titles and phrases he used to pump himself up and to clout him, give his own clout, you know, for his subscribers. You know, he's done a great job of marketing himself over the years, you know, while going place to place, preaching Pan-Africanism like a roving preacher to middle-aged single mothers who want to just take care of their boys. All right, I started to equate Dr. Umar Johnson with a roving preacher. All right, you got a lot of roving preachers, right? And if you know what a roving preacher, you know those preachers that like to set up their tents. Back in the day, preachers in America used to go on the road, right? Like a show, like an event, and they would go to a town and they would set up their tent and they would preach as hard as they can with all their charisma and things like that. And people from the village would come out and they would pay money and they would come and sit down and watch this spectacle of this highly charismatic preacher preach the word of God. It was entertainment, right? Because black people love our preachers. We love our spiritual leaders. We love our mentor. We love that, right?
Yeah.
It's a part of our black culture. It's part of African, you know, spirituality to listen to the griots when they come speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just like in the past, there's always been griots that had other agendas ahead, you know, even if they were about that life, right? Even like Umar Johnson, I'm pretty sure he's about that Pan-African life, right? I'm 100% sure that he's about that Pan-African life. But at the same time, you know, y'all heard me criticize him, right? As a Pan-African, I've criticized him, but let's not mistake. I do agree with most of the stuff he's saying, but he's not the originator of the things that he said. He's just another guy on the internet that's regurgitating what we should, as black people, already know. And he has done a good service to keep all those minds, keep those things in mind. But as of late, you know, I noticed that he's more of an entertainer than an actual revolutionary, right? He's more of he likes to look for a problem and complain about it. And that's his content, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
touts himself as a child health psychologist or whatever, right? And that's where he gets his doctor title. Now, I'm not going to question his credentials, but I do know that a doctor of his ilk would have to get recertified ever so often to still be a doctor, to maintain that title, to maintain the ability to call yourself a doctor. I don't know if he's presently still a doctor, licensed or whatever, and I know there's been investigations of whether he was really a doctor. I don't know, because there's a lot of black people who call themselves doctors who are not doctors. They just like the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's a lot of people that call themselves princes. They're not princes. They just like the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not, they got to add something to themselves because they don't believe that what they are is enough, right? You don't see me adding titles. I like to call myself a dude on the internet. Even though I am Chief Babagua Vilori, I'm a real chief, a royal chief. But, I'm still just a dude on the internet. At the end of the day, I'm a United States Marine Corps Special Force operator, war freaking decorated war Marine. But I'm still just a dude on the internet. I'm a middle class guy in Washington D.C., but I'm still just a dude on the internet. There's a lot of people who've accomplished a lot of things, right? We have titles, but when they come on the internet, just a dude on the internet, or a dude on the internet, right? And just like all of those people, Umar Johnson is no different. He's just a dude on the internet. Now, I think he bit off more than he chewed at school. I think he really does want to get that school open. But I think because he's not a good business person, he may have charisma to run his mouth and talk. He's good at that. But when it comes to conducting business, he ain't good at that.
No.
Right? And I think that's where we are with the school. With him being a child psychologist, you would think that he would practice what he preaches. He has daughters. And as a man who's almost in his 50s, the most precious thing he could possibly have is his daughter. He has 2 daughters. Let me tell you something. 2 daughters, that's my diamond and my jewels. I will be showing off my diamonds and my jewels all the time. If they wanted me to. If they're like, I have diamonds and jewels. I have daughters. Yes, I don't plaster them all over the internet, but I have daughters. Right? And when y'all see me make my contact, y'all see me defend women. When y'all see me especially defend a black woman, I'm doing that because I'm defending my daughter. Right? I'm defending the honor and respect of my daughter. My whole idea of Pan-Africanism includes the healthy relationship between a man and a woman, between a man and his daughters. Right? That's the first. A man and his daughters, like that relationship is more important than anything. Because if a man has a relationship with his daughters, a good relationship with his daughters, that daughter will confide in him when she's dealing with other men. Right? So as a man, Dr. Umar Johnson likes to talk about how men treat women, right? Dr. Umar Johnson likes to talk about the family dynamics, how back in the day, if a man wanted to be with a woman, he used to have to go to the father, right? He used to have to go to the father and show he's man enough to introduce himself to the father, right? In order to have the ability to date the daughter. The father is supposed to be an integral part of the daughter's dating life. He is a protector and to make sure the thing that his daughter don't see because she may be smitten, she may be in love, she may be lost in her emotions. The man, the father, the protector is supposed to be the one that oversees, to make sure that his daughter is not being taken advantage of by a predator male.
Exactly.
Right? Predator males who are produced by single mothers who don't have a father to teach that boy what it is that he's supposed to do. That doesn't have a man to show him what it is to be a man. And Dr. Umar Johnson talks about this all the time, right? Which I agree with. But at the same time, he doesn't display that thing. Because all these years, you never really hear him talking about his daughters. Even if he doesn't put them on camera, you don't see him talking about his daughter's accomplishments or the things he did for his daughters, or using his daughters as a reference to how men who have daughters but they're not with the baby mother should act. He doesn't do those things. And and everybody used to call him out, hey, where's your daughter? She didn't marry the baby mama. For a guy who likes to tell black men, who spends the majority of his time going on people's podcasts, getting paid, right, to show up on people's podcasts, telling black men don't get with white women, right? Don't bunny hop. Black women don't get with white men, and he focuses on that because he don't believe in interracial relationships. But it doesn't seem like he believes in black relationships either.
Right.
Because he's not the one.
Right.
Have anybody seen him, this guy, with one single woman that he can put out there like, this is my woman? Have anybody ever seen Dr. Umar Johnson
No.
with that woman
No.
hold him down all these years?
No.
what you see is Dr. Umar Johnson, like a roving preacher, go to event after event after event after event, getting paid, speakership paid, to go there and talk about the things that our revolutionary leaders have been talking about for years. All Dr. Umar Johnson has to do is continue to talk about the obvious grievances and historical wrongs that have happened to us for years, then give a little bit of advice. Because he's not smart enough to give it. He's smart enough to regurgitate what's already been regurgitated. I mean, I regurgitate a lot of the information. He regurgitates a lot of the information. The information needs to be regurgitated. It has to be regurgitated. But at the same time, outside of him regurgitating obvious truths, what else does Dr. Umar Johnson actually do after he finished regurgitating the issues that we have? Does you ever seen Dr. Umar Johnson talk about an actual solution and then put that into practice? Have you ever seen Dr. Umar Johnson do something as an example for you to do? Now, if he touts himself as a relationship, he likes to sit in the arena of relationships. And he also judges other people who are in the media. And he's in the media. Therefore, he is susceptible to media scrutiny.
Right.
Right? He's susceptible to media scrutiny because he's out there, just like me. Y'all can talk about me, you find something about me. If somebody makes a video about me, they have the right to do so because I put myself out there. And I talk about other people.
Exactly.
Right? That's one of the things you sign up for when you put yourself out there like that.
That's true.
Right? So now, his daughter has come out on camera to say one or two things. Hey, listen, my daughter has a cell phone. Both my daughters have a cell phone. My son has a cell phone. My sons have cell phones. My nieces and my nephews and my uncles have cell phones. My friends who know me in real life have cell phones. Right? The people who don't even like me got cell phones. Right? Now, if they see me on this here internet saying things that's not true, they can very well at some point get on the internet and say, you know what, Afro can't take bullshit. All that stuff he be saying is bull. He don't practice what he preach. I'm very aware that there are people, who can call me out, who can try to call me out if I was lying, who can pick up their cell phone and post something about me, right? I'm very aware of that, right? And it can happen at any time, and I'm prepared for that. But I know the type of person I am, and I know I'm not worried about that because I'm literally, the person you see on here is me, right? Energy and all. But Dr. Umar Johnson, you don't see too many people around his circles. You just see the people he associates with, the people at his events, the people that he hired to do jobs. But you don't really see the people who know Dr. Umar Johnson. And there's a lot of these, and a lot of these guys, they don't even use their real names. I mean, I understand you got a stage name, but they don't use their real names anywhere, right? Like, my name is Anthony Carter. I'm called Afro Think Tank, but I ain't scared to tell you. My name is Anthony Carter, right? Great, basic, plain name. Plenty of people plain name.
It's like my
Afro
name.
Think Tank is my online monitor, right? I just said my name. Dr. Umar Johnson, does he say his name? No, it says Dr. Umar Johnson. Right? Right? It says that. Now, for a guy who's a child psychologist, he doesn't seem to treat his actual daughters right. Does he have an issue with the baby mama? Does he not know how to conflict resolution, to deal with conflict resolution with the baby mamas? He's saying that he paid child support. Is paying child support being a father? Because the government make you pay child support.
Right.
You don't want to pay child support. I've never met a man that said, I can't wait to pay child support. Paying child support means that you can resolve whatever issues you had with the woman. So the woman is forced to go to the government in order to get funds from you. Right? And Dr. Umar Johnson, what job do you have to pay child support? Who has been paying your child support?
Right.
Are you paying child support through your donations that you get from your subscribers? I believe so. Because what job has he had? I don't know what job he's ever had. So, you say he's paying it, but do we know? Now, she's coming out now as a daughter. She's been very quiet, right? She says she's 22 years old. She just coming out. She said she didn't want no clout, and I'm sure people are going to attack her thinking you just want to get clout of your day. There's people going to attack her off the break, right? Because they love Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
Because they believe in what he say, so they don't want him to be sullied by his daughter or
Right.
who got the nerve to come out and speak.
Right.
Right?
Right.
For a guy
Exactly.
that makes himself the champion of women, even though he's the abuser of women. I know that. See, personally, he liked them big thick ones. Personally, he likes to get them cookies after each event. Personally, every state he goes to, I'm pretty sure he got a couple mamas, that he go to their house, get a nice warm home cooked meal, right? Get some cookies, and then go off to the next spot. You see, he has those privileges as somebody who's charismatic, right? And speaks well and can impress people.
Right.
The way his oratory skills, right?
Right.
And he takes advantage of that. He enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the money from the event. He gets the admiration from many women who see him as a savior for their young boys. He ain't saved no young boys that we know of, right? And he creates single mamas, the people that he says should be created, and he doesn't do any of the things he tell young men to do. And now his daughter has come out because I guess it's a groundswell, and as a 22-year-old woman, she just wants to tell the world, hey, this guy's not a part of my life. How many superstars have we seen, or people of note in clout? How many have we seen their children come out? We saw 50 Cent. As rich as he is, he treats his son like trash. And his son came out, right, and told the world that. And what does 50 Cent do? Disrespect and belittle his son in the public because he can't handle being scrutinized by his own seed. He can't handle being scrutinized by his carbon copy about his conduct as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Diddy's children come out. We've seen many children of many people of note, celebrities, who we idolize for one reason or another, because they're good at entertaining us, because they're good at singing, because they're good at acting, they're good at rapping, they're good at a thing. They have a talent, and because they're good at that talent, they have people who idolize everything about them, when in actuality they can be just a bunch of pieces of shit that just happen to be good at one or two things.
Right.
That happen to be able to give you a fantasy or look, and you like it. So you defend everything about that person.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
The same thing seems to be happening with Dr. Umar Johnson.
Exactly.
His daughter has coming out to tell the truth about the guy.
Exactly.
Everybody believes is one way, but apparently he's another way. And just like a father who feels like he's been exposed by his daughter, who clearly he feels like he's better than, clearly he feels superior to, clearly her opinion means nothing, and he threatened her low key on camera in the most tactical way he possibly could. But a child wouldn't come out like this for no reason.
Right.
Knowing that when she does so,
Thank
people
you.
are going to scrutinize her as somebody who's just trying to get clout off her all day. When in actuality, she's probably expressing her true feelings, expressing the realities on the ground. And Dr. Umar Johnson should be held accountable for the way he has been a father, especially when he's telling other black men to be better fathers. Maybe he needs to be a better father.
Thank you.
There's always time. She's only 22.
Hello.
I don't know how old the other one is. So he has time to be a good father.
Right.
He has to practice some of the things that he preaches. And that's it, right? Whether she's embellishing it or not, and the energy that she gives off on the video doesn't seem like she's embellishing. It seems like she's holding back. It seems like she's being quite conservative. It seems like she's just reaching out the best way she knows how, because
Exactly.
trying to call him on the phone ain't good enough. He's too busy. He's too busy bouncing around trying to be a megalomaniac, trying to be this Prince of Pan-Africanism that he is not. Right? He's just a dude on the internet.
Right.
A bit of more than he can chew.
Exactly.
Because there's no way how he's going to finance it or
Exactly.
or pay for his day-to-day operation, which is in the tune of millions of dollars. And he's never created an organization big enough, strong enough to support that endeavor.
Right.
He just runs his mouth on his bed in hotels, going from place to place, because his target audience is black, middle-aged females with young boys.
Exactly.
That's why he talks
Exactly.
on freaking portrait mode while laying on the bed. Like,
Right.
I don't want to see. That's why I don't want to watch this so-called Prince of Pan-Africanism talk to me about revolution while laying on the bed like he giving me love noises and licking his lips and shit. That's not what I'm here for. Stand up, act like a warrior, be that mental and intellectual warrior that we want you to be. Don't lay on the bed. I'm not watching a man lay on his bed and do that. That's why I don't watch him, because he gears his audience towards those he know are susceptible to give him money, those he can manipulate with his words and his charisma, and that's young, impressionable women
Boom.
who just want help for their boys.
Boom.
You don't see it coming from nowhere else.
Right.
Right? It is unfortunate that Dr. Umar Johnson turns out to be that roving preacher, that when those roving preachers go town to town to town, and after they finish their sermon and entertaining people, because he charged them, keep in mind, they charge people to come see those services where they talk about God and prosperity, and all you got to do is put this money in the bucket and your life will will be like this. Your life will be like this. And afterwards, there's always a super fan sitting in the front that's going to take that roving preacher back home to her house, right, where he cooks a home-cooked meal and gives up the cookies.
Como cliente de Spectrum Internet,
When I found out I had metastatic prostate cancer, our bond was strength. Writing was how we first connected.
Alright. This young woman here claims to be the daughter of Dr. Umar Johnson. They exchanged text messages and Dr. Umar Johnson blocked her. So I'm going to let her tell her side of the story. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Also click on the notification bell to keep these videos circulated within the YouTube algorithm. Let's get right to it.
Saying, I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to state facts. Okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite.
Well, I think it's essential that you understand what you're dealing with, especially as a content creator, and how social media spreads like wildfire. Okay, and you also must understand who your father is. Okay, and he has a lot of enemies on social media. So going about it this way probably isn't the best way, but I understand where you're coming from because you tried your best to get in contact with your father. You want a relationship with your father. Okay, and he has many enemies. Okay, he would even consider myself an enemy. Okay, because I do not support FDMG. I do not encourage people to send their children there. I do not even believe the school will open. Okay, it's been many years. Okay, and he does not believe in the scriptures. He does not believe in the God of the Bible. So you must understand that your father is a cult leader. Okay, you must separate the two because since he hasn't had a relationship with you, the last 12 years, I believe, because you would say that the last time you saw him was when you were 10 years old. Okay, so many years have passed. I mean, during that period of time, Dr. Umar has grew his empire. Okay, his evil empire. Okay, because it's been a detriment to the so-called black community. Because really what he's been doing is pimping our women. Alright, but anyway, continue.
And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter. But I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you, and you shut me down. You ignored me. You should never be too busy for your daughter, ever in life. So I just wanted to make this video to just try to, I guess, somehow find my sister on my dad's side. So if you see this, please reach out to me. Please DM me because I want to know who you are. Why do I have siblings out there that I don't know about? It's unfair, and deadbeat fathers is very common nowadays, especially in the black community, right? We all know Dr. Umar reps the black community or whatever.
It's paramount that our people do our due diligence in examining the dynamics of male-female relationships within the black community, okay, and how it affects us monetarily, how it affects us emotionally, but also how
the Gentile nations capitalize off of our afflictions. Okay, so
Very true.
you got to look at it both ways. I
Right.
talked about looking at it from the angle of Dr. Umar Johnson, the co-leader. Okay, he has a massive ego.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking
Yes.
to him like this won't help the situation.
No.
I've already covered that angle. Okay, and I'll reiterate as well. But another angle to look at it from is how the so-called white man has enticed our black women to pay them to fragment the black family. Okay, I don't think you can undermine that. Okay, the so-called black community, the woman, of course, can receive child support for leaving the black man. She can receive all of these programs, WIC, and subsidized housing. So you got to look at this situation as a whole in its entirety. Okay, again, this is coming from someone who does not agree with Dr. Umar Johnson. Okay, but again, on this channel, I try my best to be unbiased.
But you can't rep that if you're not even in your daughter's life. You're moving backwards. You're moving backwards. It's not making sense. To the public, you look like this person, but in private, you a whole nother person. And I'm not bashing you. I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life. No graduations, no parties. When I get married, are you going to be at the wedding? Are you going to walk me down the aisle? Yo, I have a stepdad who has been in my life since a little girl. He has been in my life. And I thank God for him, because my biological father couldn't even do that, y'all. My biological father is not even on my birth certificate, because when my mom had me, he left. And I do have a DNA test. So yes, I can prove that that's my father. I would never get on here and lie to y'all. That's kind of sick and delusional and crazy. But I'm just making this video because I want to find my sister. And when I reached out to him about giving me her number, or if he even had it, I was ignored. So now I guess I have to take matters into my own hands. So if you see this video, sister, please reach out to me, because if he's not going to allow us to be in contact, I'll do it myself. I just want to end this video by saying that daughters who have deadbeat fathers should not have to go through this. This is very present in the black community, and as an activist, I would not think that you would be a deadbeat because you rep the black community so much. It doesn't make any sense. You cannot be a hypocrite. You can't say do A, but you're doing B. It doesn't make any sense. So y'all already heard my mission for this video. Y'all already heard why I'm making this video. So if she can reach out to me, I would love that. I would love to have a conversation with you, because you are my sister on my father's side that I have never met. I don't even know your name. I don't even know how old you are. I have a sister on my mom's side, and I'm the oldest. I'm pretty sure that my sister that's on my dad's side, I'm probably older than her. I'm supposed to be guiding her. I'm supposed to be teaching her things, because you as the father, you're not doing that. So let me do that as an older sister.
Former CIA official warns deadly strike coming to America's power.
Do you know what eating cabbage can do to your heart? Cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable that resembles lettuce.
Now, this may surprise a lot of y'all who've watched my content for a while now, but I actually used to be a fan of the good Dr. Umar Johnson, right? The man of triple repetitions. I don't know what it is with that brother, but everything has to be said 3 times. Everything must be said 3 times.
Yeah.
Everything must be said 3 times. Dr. Umar Johnson is a man who I used to follow. I used to believe in most of his rhetoric because I was looking for a sense of belonging, a sense of identity, acceptance. There was a time when I was transitioning out the streets, and I was looking for something to attach myself to. And so I found myself becoming basically a Hotep ashwagandha sort of brother. And that led me down this rabbit hole where I found Umar Johnson, who was so compelling in his speech. Like, that's one thing I always give him. The man knows how to communicate. The man knows how to get a message across. But the message he is getting across, I believe, is not only dangerous, but it is also a grift. I believe the dude is finessing. God honest truth, right? Let's get straight to it. I believe Dr. Umar Johnson does not actually believe everything he is saying. Now, do I believe that the man is not some sort of Pan-Africanist, pro-blackity black individual? No, I believe you can have that exist at the same time as he is using that as a means to profit. And again, for me, I understand how some people could believe that what I do is a grift, right? How can a black man be saying these sorts of things? How can you be off the Democratic plantation? Well, that's free thinking. And some people say that, well, you're making so much more money being on that side of the conversation. I promise y'all, if I pandered all day long to black folk, right? Having this armor on right here, if I did nothing else but pander to a black audience, right? In the same way these quote-unquote relationship dating coaches pander to women, right? You did nothing wrong, you are perfect, you need to do nothing to change, and everybody else is the problem. You don't need to look within yourself. He's the problem. He's the problem. All of them are the problem. You do whatever you want, queen. You are the table, you are the kitchen cabinet, you are the lamps behind me, you are the books, you are the drapery, you are the ceiling fan. Them type of individuals right there. If I did that all day long, which is the equivalent of what Umar Johnson does to, a pro-black audience, I wouldn't be able to stop the influx and flow of money that is coming my way. It is an extremely profitable space. Selling racism, the race grievance industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And unfortunately, it has exploded within the last decade or two. Right? After the so-called Summer of Love, my God, you didn't have enough offering baskets to collect the donations, the tithes that were being given over to the religion of wokeness. There was more money than they knew what to do with. BLM got so much money that they had to. They were forced to buy mansions. They were forced to give vacations, right? They were forced to take these hundreds of millions of dollars and pour them into personal luxuries. There was just so much money. They couldn't pour this money into the community that they purported to be helping, like an Umar Johnson, who has been raising money for schools since the early 60s. Well, that's an exaggeration, but might as well be, right? The man has been raising money for damn near 20 years for this Marcus Garvey institution for boys, and they barely got a damn light fixture up in that space. There have been people who have built 10, 15, 20 schools in that time, but yet he uses the message of because it is for the empowerment of black people, that it is being jammed up, it is being stopped. The powers that be are stopping the school from being created. No, this ain't no grip. No. Forget your common sense. Leave that discernment at the door, my brothers and sisters. Leave the discernment at the door. I'm really channeling the brother right now. Leave your discernment at the door, my brothers and sisters. The reason why the institution has not yet been institutionalized is because it now has not been televised. I can't believe I used to listen to this Negro in real time. I genuinely cannot believe that I used to tune into that message and think to myself, this brother is cooking right here. This man is empowering me. The same man who's telling me that as a black man, the white man is over my head and is in control of my life, I have no personal agency, is the very same man that I purported to be empowering. A man whose entire foundation is rooted in racism. Yeah, I said it. Racism. If there was a white man who was espousing the very same things, my God. If there was a white man who was becoming famous on social media in this modern day and age for saying we need racial segregation, right? The races must not intermingle. You're seen as a radical, far-right extremist. You are the K, and the other K. But yet, the Nation of Islam, and I know Brother Umar Johnson is not a part of the Nation of Islam, but he does carry some of the same sentiments as the Nation of Islam. Mind y'all, that's not AI right there. I actually used to do voice acting and acting and things of that nature, so don't worry. That's real-time Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson. Still carrying a slave name, by the way, but I guess we just overlooked that part. Yeah, Brother Umar holds a lot of the same sentiments as the Nation of Islam, who was allowed to get away with some of the most racist things I've ever heard. My God. I mean, white people were made by Yaqub, who was an evil scientist, an evil doctor who tried to create an evil version. Wait a minute, Cat Williams voice. What? How is that? That's got to be racist. Like, I don't understand how that's just allowed to float about freely, right? We need to separate the races. Black men, if a white woman is interested in you, a woman who is not of your own ethnicity, of your own race, even though we're all the human race, but anyway, if they are a different complexion from you, if they are, not of your own melanin content, then essentially they're just using you, right? God forbid that this person actually loves you for who you are and you don't look like them. God forbid that be the truth. You've been rejected by people who look like you your whole life, and then you've been accepted by those who didn't. And now you're supposed to give your racial allegiance to those who rejected you. How does that make sense? To hell, even if you weren't rejected, you just happened to align with somebody who does not look like you. And that's problematic. These are the beliefs of a Dr. Umar Johnson. These are the things that he espouses, and I believe these thoughts are regressive, they're dangerous, they take us backwards. They're pulling us away from all the progress that we have made as a people, to be judged not on, but instead, the content of who I am. I want to be judged on whether or not I'm a man of integrity, not if I'm a black man or black enough or whatever it may be. I don't want to be judged on those. I really don't. I don't want the job because I'm black. I don't want the relationship because I'm black. I don't want the education because I'm black. I don't want anything because I'm black. I want it on the basis of who I am and how I project myself into the world, the sort of value that I'm able to create within the world. I would rather have that going on than somebody give me a handout because they feel bad because, well, you must be marginalized. You're black. Oh, surely that. And
I'm gonna stop it right there. I don't want to make this video too long, but he makes it definitely a good point. But my thing is, with the women who support him, and some of the men who kind of idolize him and want to call other people out for pointing these things out. I mean, like he said, it's been almost 20 years, and it took half of, I think, 6 years just to get to school on the property, and then it's in an area where it's high crime area. So he's not really thinking about the consequences of the area. Then, I show video of other people saying how much it costs to run the school, but apparently you have some people that don't think. They think that they can get, and that's going to keep believing this fantasy that you can get PayPal and personal checks for the next 6-7 years and keep blowing smoke up your butt, thinking that he can hold on to this building to pay all the utilities, the insurance, the taxes, and everything. He tells you probably some outdated stuff that you would need to go, and some of these single middle-aged women with sons, you would think that hopefully they would use some common sense. They go fact check what he says, because he haven't, and like Afro think tanks say, you kind of have to reevaluate your medical. But black people don't. Some of you black folks won't think of it. They'll keep listening to the smoke up his butt, and then he keeps using his oracle skills. They don't think. Someone who keeps supporting them. The ones that don't think will keep supporting them. So that's why he keeps going on. And sooner or later, I went down it one day. He didn't move completely over there. What happened to the school? I wouldn't doubt it. And people gonna keep giving him money. He gonna keep blowing smoke up your butt. So hey, it is what it is. But now, as I hope the black women can see, if he don't care about his own daughter and take care of his own daughter, what makes you think he has a love for you? He don't know nothing about love and commitment. How can he tell you about relationship? He don't know about love and commitment. Hello? And like, let me say, should you see a man of his character if you're gonna give part of your livelihood to him? Think. Don't be so swooned with words. And that's to the women who support them. Don't be so swooned with the words. Listen, and men like that, men like Umar, what he does is that he makes it so like it's your fault. He'll witchcraft you with these words. That's why he used witchcraft on you, make you emotionally and manipulate you to the point that it's your fault. See, I bet you that's how he did his baby mamas, because he's a narcissist. That's what it is, and that's why they probably couldn't put up with his butt. But look how he would do his own daughters. And then he called his daughter a struggle streamer. So how can he love your kids if he don't love his own kids? How can he love you if he took you on as a wife and he's not committed to the women that he do? How can he tell you about relationships when he have never been in a relationship? All he did is a sperm donor. His daughter proved it. So my thing is, how can you listen to a man like that? Why would you take his advice? Why are you paying for his stuff? What is he giving you? Is it valid? And like Afro think tanks say, has it progressed? If someone giving you something, ask God to show you if you believe in the Most High or whatever system you believe in. Probably some of you don't, but ask him. Sit back and wait until see it produces itself of what he say. Don't be so emotional and react to things. This is what I think men and women need to understand that in the black community. Think before you do. Watch and observe. Some of us do. Some of us do it, but some of us don't. But that's the reason why. And he manipulates. That is the reason why. And he don't care nothing about what he do. And like he said, he go from one town and just grift and grift and grift. He has the history on the internet, on YouTube and Facebook. All you gotta do, and then he makes it seem like he been paying child support. Go to there's a man named Lennon Honor. He has the record, and he will tell you in the public records that this man is lying when it comes to paying his child support. He showed the record. He currently still owes child support. He's lying to you, and yet that's public information. And another thing about, he tell people to mind their business, but all his whole life he put his business on the line. So he put everything out there. He tells everything is all his business, the majority of his business. So that's why so you put your telling people mind their business, why do you put half your business online? Lennon even showed that he was even lying about seeing his kids. He recorded that on camera. He was recording that on camera. He lets you know everything, what he's doing. So naturally, when you put it on a public platform, people are going to speak on it. If I put something on a public platform, people are going to comment. So really, he made other people, they made it their business. How can you tell someone mind their own business when you put your stuff out there on business? Your business being displayed every time you get on the internet. You're giving people more material because of your business. They turn around and say they ain't got no life. No, it's showing that you don't have a life. They're showing that you being deceptive, manipulative, cunning, crafty, using words. And he used psychology to do it. Probably still he's mastered over time. That's why he got y'all doing it. And some people ain't woke up. And they're still following. But like the Brum brother said, he's a cult leader. That's what cults do. Think about it. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.